بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we are going to continue the Q&A on the Manasik al-Hajj, the chapter of slaughtering. Remember, we pelted the big shaitan. Now we are going to slaughter, or we are slaughtering. So we did the chapter of slaughtering in the Manasik. Now we are taking Q&A, and the Q&A of slaughtering is surprisingly so many, and many of them are repeated. So it will not be like as we are going to take every single ruling, because some of the rulings are not relevant to our time. So let's see where we are, and we were in the chapter of the Q&A of the place of slaughtering. We did question 5, so this is question 6. Now, question 6 says that even in the Wadi Muhassir, the border of Muzdalifah, the slaughterhouses have been removed, and then new slaughterhouses are now built in a place called Mu'aysam. In Gulf language, you say Mu'aysam. But here in Arabic language, Fusha, you'll say Mu'aysim. So, like Fu'ayil. So Mu'aysim, which is 5 kilometers away from Mina. So let's see if Mullah Google Map can show us where is Mu'aysam, so you have an idea in case if you go by yourself. Excuse me, and you are in Mina, so you know how to reach this place Muaisam, where the new slaughterhouses are there, and just to see how far it is, and how can we, like we say Mina, Mecca, and then in Mina we try to look for Muaisam. I'll just make sure that it is in Arabic, so it doesn't take any mu'aysam away from the Mina area. Mu'aysam. Uh, Haraj al-Mu'aysam. Mu'aysam, let's say Majazir Mu'aysam. Okay, there you go. So you can see, oh, sorry, let me share the screen. So let's see, Mu'aysim. Okay, so this is a huge slaughterhouse, slaughterhouse of Mu'aysim. Obviously, according to the fiqh, the school of companion, they allow some of the fuqaha that, okay, just give the money to the slaughterhouse, and they will give you a receipt that khalas, you're slaughtered and this and that. But school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, if you are not satisfied that it is slaughtered or not, or they will slaughter it later on, not the day of Eid, because there's so many so many goats to slaughter. So it's not only Shia ruling. I know several Sunni brothers from the school of companion. They don't buy this ticket with the Saudi government, or the slaughterhouse sells you ticket for 500 riyals. You give 500 riyals, it's a khalas, you're done. Some of the fiqh of Ahl Sunnah, they allow this kind of thing. For us, we have to make sure that the slaughtering happens. So this is, for example, Mu'aysam, Majaz or Mu'aysam, with the red spot. And now let's see, where is Mina? Mina. If you find Makkah, we will find Mina. Okay. I know you're sharper than me. You must have spot Makkah. Until let me just get the direction to Masjid al-Haram. Okay. Or Jamara. Jamara. Jamarat al-Aqaba. So what will happen, that we will have a clear idea. Jamarat al-Aqaba. Jamarat al-Aqaba al-Kubra. Okay, perfect. So now let's see. Let's take walking distance. So walking distance is about 3 hours. Wow. So like this is Jamratul Aqaba here, Jamratul Aqaba. So you walk in a walking distance and all the way 3 hours until you come to Ma'isam. So this is Mina. As we know, it's a long valley. Okay, this was like Wadi Muhassar. We said that edge of Muzdalifah. But now it is not in Mina. Neither it is here. It's all the way away from even Mecca. Okay, so it is about 13 kilometers away from Jamarat al-Aqaba because these are all mountains, Mina, Mecca, they're all surrounded by mountains. But if there was a straight route from here to here, um, it would have been about 5 kilometers or something like that. So let's say if we take this route, okay, let's take a car route. It's 10 minutes ride and it is 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers. They have a tunnel. They have striked a path from the tunnel all the way. And yeah, the tunnel also is called Tunnel of Mu'aysam, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. So this is Mu'aysam. It's 10 minutes drive from Mina. So if you take a taxi, it will be very difficult to find taxi from this area because you barely will see cars there. So you'll have to come out beside this highway. You see this highway, the ring road. Just get a taxi from here. They will take you all. If you're alone, okay, go all the way to Ma'isam. You come here. Now the question Agha Sistani Damadullah has been asked about what about slaughter in Ma'isam. In Mina, due to the crowd and hygiene and all these kind of thing, it was removed to Wadi Muhassar. And then, so some of the Mu'aysam area, see here, Mat'am Majzarat al-Mu'aysam. So the restaurant of the Maisam. So, but I don't know why this is pointing at Majzarat al Muaisam here, because it's all Muaisam area. Okay. Yeah, this is Maslach. This is Maslach. This is the slaughterhouse of Muaisam. Uh, so yeah. So this is the slaughter of Muaisam. And if I just take this one and try to shift my cursor to here. Okay, so now we can try to Maslakh al-Mu'aysam. Okay, anyhow, this area, So, so all this seems to be Mu'aysam area because here, uh, Al-Mu'aysam school, here it is the restaurant. This is also slaughterhouse of Mu'aysam. Now, this slaughter of Mu'aysam, okay, was closer to Wadi Muhassar. Okay, if we take Wadi Muhassar, wait, just write Wadi Muhassar. Okay, so here we have Wadi Muhassar. Remember, if there's no place in Mina, you go to Wadi Muhassar, the valley here, border of Muzdalifah and Mina. So from Wadi Muhassar, it is about 9 kilometers, the new Ma'asim area. So yeah, so this is just to give you an idea. I mean, if you are going alone, then this is how you have several routes. They will take you from Mina. The main thing is you will have to walk to this highway. This highway goes from above the tents, above the Mina. So you go up and then you take a taxi on the highway, tell them I want to go to Muaysam. Majzara. But now the question is, let's see what does Agha Sistani say about this. Is it even permissible? And how much is the flexibility of the permissibility in Mu'aysam? So the question is that The new slaughterhouses have been made in the valley of Mu'aysim, which is 5 kilometers away from Mina. I mean, maybe that border of Mina, but from the middle of Mina, it's 8 kilometers because the Mina from top to bottom is all about 3 kilometers. So he says there are a few questions about this we need to ask because previously you had said that if it was necessary and you couldn't slaughter in Mina in these, then as a case of necessity, you could go to Wadi Muhassir. Okay. So permissibly it was there. Now, what about Mu'aysim? So is it that's so this scenario, the questioner is asked like about one, two, three questions about Mu'aysim. Okay. Is it permissible to slaughter in Mu'aysim on the day of Eid or 11th or 12th or 13th of Dhul Hajj? If it was not, if a person was not able to slaughter in Wadi al-Muhassir, or it was, but it was difficult because Wadi Muhassir is a valley. So you can accompany your goat and tell the goat, let's go around, let me show you around the mountain, and you go to the mountain and Bismillah, Allah Akbar. Slit. So like it can cause you in trouble, you see, because you're causing hygienic issues, spilling blood on the mountain of Wadi Muhassir. So this is the question. Is it permissible to slaughter in the valley of Mu'aysim if it was not out of the haram? No, is it if it was not if a person was not able to slaughter in Wadi Muhassir, will it be permissible to slaughter in the valley of Mu'aysim? Okay, so Agha Damadullah says there's no problem in sufficiency of slaughtering in Wadi Mu'aysam if it was not, this is the condition, out of the border of haram, okay, and as a recommended precaution, if a person was able to slaughter inside Mecca, then and it would be as a recommended precaution to slaughter inside Mecca because Mecca is inside Haram. Except, he says, except the areas of New Mecca which has crossed the border of Haram, like when beyond them. Like remember Masjid al-Tan'im where you go for Umrah. So now that is the border of Haram, border of the sacred border of Mecca. So it municipality of Makkah, we can say the municipality of Makkah it is sacred. When you have a city, you enter one the the county or the municipality of the city, and then you enter city. So this is the region of Makkah, and then the city of Makkah is in the middle, and this region of Makkah is called Haram. There's a border for that. So Masjid al-Tan'im is in the border. Okay. Masjid al-Tan'im is in the border of that. So now you see the houses have exceeded beyond Masjid al-Tan'im. That is, Makkah has expanded. The houses of Makkah has gone beyond the Haram. Now, according to Agha Sistani, they are anything expands, it's called Makkah, it's Makkah. Unlike some other maraja. So check with your marja. But in this case, he says that if it was if you are able to slaughter in Makkah, that's fine. Okay. But so Mu'aysam should be inside the haram. And it's better to slaughter in Makkah. Unless if that area of Makkah did not go outside, did not exceed the border of haram. You see? Now let's go back and see our haram. So if we type Hudud al-Haram, okay? Border of Haram. Hudud or, yeah, border of Haram. So you can see the haram boundary. I'm just going to how would I do this? I'm not even good in high tech. Anyhow, let me share the screen with you so that you can see the border of haram. Okay, let's shut this off. And then we have Mu'aysam. And now we can put Hudud al-Haram. This is important because nowadays many people they go by themselves and even they are registered with caravan, but caravan might take long time to slaughter, and you have to wait hours and hours. So if you know the rulings, the rulings of the slaughtering and the conditions of the goat and all that hassle, then you just go and just slaughter by yourself. You don't have to. So in case, yeah, this is a good one. If it's not, uh, let's say Mullah Wikipedia, if it gives us a good map of the haram boundary. Yeah. One more name for you to understand that Mu'aysam is in the area of Sharia. Remember the book of Sharia al-Islam for Hausa? Oh, sorry, let me share the screen. So as you can see, this is the border of Haram. So this is Mina. Remember lengthy? This is like Mina. And this is Arafat. So this is Mina. This is Muzdalifa, this bridge, and this is Arafat. So we said that we can take any of these highways to come here and come to this area, which is Sharia. So remember, Mu'aysam, Sharia. Now see the Haram border goes all the way across this Sharia. Now we want to see whether Mu'aysam is in this side of the Sharia or that side of the Sharia. So let's go and check another map of the Haram. If I can just make it in English, so maybe we can get a better map. Boundary of Haram, Mecca. Let's see what comes up. Let's see this one. Um, I just go with images because there are, yeah, these are some of the good images. This seems like a nice one. If we can just enlarge it. It's a bit slow. Let's take another one. Let me just try to see if I can enlarge this one. Okay, let's take this one. Yeah, this is a good one. Boundary of Haram. So remember, this is Arafat. Now Arafat is at the border of Haram. And this is Muzdalifa, and this is Mina. So we have we said we take this route, either this bridge, we come to this path, and we go to this area. Now, again, it does not show where is the, but yeah, at least we know that Jabal al-Maqta', this is the border of, so let's try to put Jabal al-Maqta' here in the map. Because you guys are researchers, so it's always important for me that you are able to help the people when you go to Hajj. Maqta', okay? Jabal al-Maqta'. Oi, where did we go? Sorry. Al-Maqta', Mecca, Mina, Mecca, Mukarram. Okay, so we are here at Jabal al-Maqta', and we have here, this is Mina. So where is my Jabal al-Maqta'? So yeah, so this is our slaughterhouse, Maslakh al-Mu'aysam. And if I take what else was there? Jabal al-Sattar, Tariq al-Sayl, Riyadh, Jabal al-Tarqi. So these are chains of mountain here. In between the mountain, so these chains of mountain, they surround the Haram. So let's see, these are all mountains. Um, let me put this mountain, Jabal al-Sattar. I know, someone was saying that Shubidna High, Shubidna, but it's very important for me that we understand this ahkam. Okay, so this is another Jabal al-Sattar. Um, let's take this Tariq al-Sayl, Riyadh. طريق السيل الرياض. I have another map of Haram. Yeah, so apparently from this housing region, they are inside the border of Haram. So this is where the slaughterhouse, this is our Mina and Muzdalifah and then Arafat here. So we said we'll take this road and come here. Yeah, so you can see that this is the border of Haram, okay? And this is the Ma'isam slaughterhouse. So this is one of the images. Let's check this image out. We just want to make sure that these maps are not like deceiving maps or something we so 10 kilometers Ash-Sharaya district. So this is Sharaya, and we said that the border is it crosses, goes in the middle. So this was the area when we went to, we took this road, okay, and we came here. So just this housing area, let's try to find this housing area in the map. Um, so here we have Makkah. Okay. We make it larger, larger. Yeah. So as you can see, this housing area and the border of Haram went by this. So, and this is the massacre al-Ma'isam, the slaughterhouse of Ma'isam. So, so apparently, excuse me, from looking at this map, it is inside the Haram area because the word of Agha Sistani, if Ma'isam was inside the border of Haram. Okay, so this is what say this is Jabal al-Tariqi. At least we found this Jabal al-Tariqi, which was somewhere. Yeah, this is Jabal al-Tariqi. So if we stretch Jabal al-Tariqi all the way, crossing this road, so we are in the Haram. So this Jabal al-Tariqi, and if it goes all the way to this mountain, and this all region is region of Ash-Sharaya, as you can see. Okay, this is Ash-Sharaya, and this is the Mu'aysam. So make sure, just tell the taxi driver to take you Mu'aysam. Everybody knows Mu'aysam, because if you say take me to Sharaya, he might take you here, somewhere here. There may be a slaughterhouse, small this thing, because many times people they don't want to go to crowded areas, the taxi driver, and you are foreigner, you don't know. So so they will take you somewhere here, wherever. This Sharaya is this whole area is called Sharaya, and this border of Haram goes beside this housing area, as we saw. Jabal al-Tariqi goes all the way, crosses this. So Sharaya, it's all Sharaya. So this is our slaughterhouse, and this is Mina, and this is Makkah al-Mukarramah. So anyhow, let's go back and see what does Agha says about the issue of Mu'aysam. So the answer was, it is sufficient to slaughter in the valley of Mu'aysam. Okay, if it was not out of the boundary of the Haram. And as a recommended precaution, if it's possible, just slaughter inside Makkah to secure that border, outside border. But we checked, it's apparently it's in the border of Haram. So, but he said still, not those areas of Makkah which are out of the Haram area, like from the side of Masjid al-Tan'im, Masjid al-Umrah, which they call Masjid al-Aisha. So the houses have exceeded that masjid. So therefore, it is important to observe these the thing that, but this is way away from the Masjid al-Tan'im. Okay, so second question was like a few maraja, excuse me, they said that on the day of Eid, call your family in Pakistan, in Lebanon, in Iraq, tell them, okay, I'm done pelting the big shaitan, the pillar. So please slaughter on my behalf. And they slaughter. Did? Yes. And then he does taqsir or shaves his head. Agha Sistani Damadillo says it is not permissible at all, fatwa. Okay? Because Agha Sistani Damadillo, he sticks to the what they say, the text, and whatever is closest to the area of the text. Like for example, some Maraja, very few, they might say, okay, ثم أتم الصيام إلى الليل, then complete the fast till night. The definition of night is very peculiar, specific. You can't say, oh, the average of day. Baba, Maraja said, Quran says layl. So if you can't fast 20 hours, then there are other ways, other rules helping you out. But you can't change the whole definition, concept of the limit of the fasting. So here, the slaughter needs to be in Mina. If not, then closest to Mina, Wadi Muhassar, border of Mina and Muzdalifah. If not, inside the haram, still let it be, because Mina is inside the haram, Makkah is inside the haram. So slaughter Makkah. Don't slaughter in Beirut or in Karbala or in Najaf or in Sweden or New York. That's way far away going from the text. No, it doesn't make any sense. Baba, keep your sense. So some of these, like using reasons, no, I mean, it's waste of meat and waste of this and waste of that. We have to stick to the text and try our best not to do that waste. And mostly it's not wasted. They take it and they dry it, and when there is an earthquake, you see, the Saudi government sends food and this and that, and it's sent to them. So people, it's not wasted. You see, they are also peculiar about wasting the things of Hujjat. Our issue is, the school of Ahlul Bayt is, no, we have to make sure that it's slaughtered by a trustworthy person, representative, just person, who you know that he's going to relieve you from the responsibility. That's why if we don't have to, if we have trustworthy, many times we send a Maulana scholar. Many times I used to go with this slaughterer and make sure that every name was mentioned in front of my eyes. So that is something which is very important. You see, either youth who are aware about the rules, they have been given workshops about slaughtering, they go there, or they are not aware, a scholar who's aware, not any scholar, the Maulanas or Majalis reciter, they go there, we have done. They don't know to distinguish between the male and the female, metaphorically speaking, of the sheep. And so it's not about Maulana, non-Maulana. It's about even some youth are more talented in these issues, more experienced than the Maulana. So if either someone goes there with the slaughterer to make sure that this is school of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and some of my fellows of School of Companion, they have similar. They don't like to give this 500 real ticket to the slaughterhouse and khalas, you go, you're done. But some folk, we respect everybody, every fiqh. But for School of Ahlul Bayt and a mainstream marja'iyah, mainstream maraja', they say it needs to be in Mina. Not in Mina, inside the haram, like say the Sistani Damadullah. But check with your marja'. Maybe your marja' says you can slaughter in Jabal Amil or in Badal Jabal Mina. You can slaughter in or somewhere in Karbala or Najaf or wherever. But check your marja'. But majority of the fuqaha, they don't allow. It has to be, because the text has been clear. If there's no text, we can then use the reasons and whatever. But when the text is there, so that's why the question number two is is it permissible? Is it sufficient that the person who's performing Hajj calls his family members there, because he can't slaughter in Mina? So since he's going to slaughter out of the Mina, so he slaughters in his hometown in the days of the slaughtering. He says it is not sufficient at all to slaughter outside of the haram. In every case, it has to be in the haram. Question number 3 related to this situation: is it sufficient that a person waits? So there are two scenarios here, and we know the answer. This is kept in a different, more specifically about Ma'isa. So there are two scenarios. A person cannot slaughter in Mina on the day of Tashriq, but can slaughter in his hometown. No. A person cannot slaughter in Mina, okay, in the day of Tashriq, but he can slaughter out of the day of Tashriq. No. In Mina, in the days of Tashriq, days of slaughtering, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? No compromise there. So if not in Mina, Wadi Muhassar. If not Wadi Muhassar, Maisam. If not anywhere in the Haram. You saw Haram is just pick a goat and go somewhere in any mountain away from the Haram area, slaughter it, not away from the Haram area, away from Makkah, populated area. If follow the rule of the land, okay? Because maybe some of the mountains are very rural areas. There may be no problem in slaughtering there according to the laws. So there you are able to slaughter anywhere in the Haram. So why, if you, Haram is big, huge. You saw all the way in Sharia and this and that. So there is this is the thing that we are you are able to slaughter there in the Haram area, if not in Mina. So he says that, okay, the scenario number three is it sufficient that a person who's performing Hajj, to a person who has to slaughter, offer sacrifice, that he waits after the days of Tashriq to slaughter in Mina? No, in the days of Tashriq in Mina. So he can, can he just do after, and then he shaves his head and exits the ihram before. So he's going to delay the slaughtering. Okay, delay the slaughtering. So he says, is it permissible that after the days of slaughtering pass away, ayam al-tashriq, the days of tashriq, that he slaughters in Mina or in Valley of Muhassar before the end of the Hajj? If it is permissible to do that, to wait until slaughters in Mina after the days of Tashriq in the month of the Hajj. So is it permissible for him to just shave after the Jamrat al-Aqaba, shave and exit the state of Ihram? He says, no, it is not sufficient to slaughter after the days of Tashriq in Mina, neither in Mina nor in Muhassar Valley. However, the probability is the sufficiency to slaughter in Makkah after the day of Tashriq until the end of the Hajj. This is for someone who was not able to slaughter in those days, in anywhere in the Haram. Okay? But you can't, to slaughter in Mina or Muhassar Valley, go out of the days of Tashriq. Let the days of Tashriq pass. No. This is for someone who was not able to at all slaughter, or it was very complicated for him to slaughter in the days of Tashriq inside the Haram area, if not in Mina, Muhassir, if not in Muhassir Haram. And then there is no problem after you have purchased your goat or animal of sacrifice, and you have specified that this is the one I'm going to. So saying the Sistani, you know that previously also I mentioned that it's not necessary to slaughter if there are circumstances. The purchase is sufficient. You purchase the sacrifice, you made the intention, I'm going to sacrifice this specific goat, khalas, you can do the shaving and you can do the other thing. So so you can shave your head, okay, but you cannot exit the state of ihram. You purchased the sacrifice, you shaved, but am I done? No. Until the slaughtering is not done, you cannot exit the state of ihram. Question number 7. Is it sufficient to slaughter? Again, the question is uh, about the mu'aysam. So is it permissible to slaughter in the slaughterhouse in the Valley of Mu'aysam, which is part of the Haram, optionally, or it is a case of necessity if you are not able to slaughter in Mina or in the Muhassar Valley? He said it's a case of necessity. He said optionally you cannot slaughter in Valley of Mu'aysam or in the Haram. It is the necessary, and the fatwa is to slaughter in Mina and or in Muhassar Valley, in the border of Mina. So this is the thing that لا يجزي في حال الاختيار. Okay, it is not an optional thing to go and do it in the valley of Mu'aysam. No, if it was not like feasible to slaughter in Mina or valley of Muhassir, then it is this fatwa al-aqrab. So more closer to me is that slaughter in valley of Mu'aysam, the part which is a part of Haram. So question number 8. So that was no feasibility to slaughter in Mina. But he says, if let's say it was prohibited to slaughter in Mina or Valley of Muhassir. I mean, we have prohibition, legal prohibition, Qanun, and our assistance says you must respect the law of the land. Okay, unless if there was a way to move around and not to go against the law of the land. So so yeah, so there is inability to slaughter, or there was a harm. He would be in trouble for slaughtering in Mina. Okay, so if he was uh, going to go into this going against the law, he would cause himself in harm, either financial harm, either physical harm, imprisonment, something like that. So he says that if there was a fear of harm, if you go against the law, then there's no obligation to slaughter in Mina. He's been explaining the same thing from time to time. And however, it is not something, it does not remove the obligation to, the obligation is removed to slaughter in Mina or Muhassir Valley. The fear of harm when going against the law removes the obligation to slaughter in Mina and Muhassir Valley. But it does not mean that you can slaughter anywhere other than no, it does not mean that it will be sufficient to slaughter anywhere other than these two places, Muhassir Valley or Mina. Therefore, he says it is a recommended precaution to combine between slaughtering Ma'isam Valley and anywhere other in the Haram. And we said previously, it's recommended precaution to slaughter in Makkah or anywhere in the Haram. And Ma'isam, we saw that it is inside the Haram. So it's a combination of what? Combination of this slaughtering in Ma'isam and or anywhere in the place of Haram, and combining it with what? With fasting. Remember 10 days of fasting, which is replacement of for slaughtering, for the sacrifice. He says even though it is not obligatory to fast, khalas, he slaughters anywhere in the Haram, and it's preferably in Makkah. Now in Makkah, how can it be do? Now, in Makkah, there is this slaughterhouse for people of Makkah. And the Hajjaj you cannot go with the haram, with the ihram and go there and slaughter. They'll not allow you. So what some of the mu'minin they do, is it necessary? It's the days of Hajj, Hajjar, there's obviously there's going to be more slaughtering. So they know some nice, trustworthy restaurant owners. They give them money. Take this, and if you're going to go to slaughter for your restaurant, slaughter in the slaughterhouse, just take this. And you can take half of it for yourself, sell it, cook it, whatever, and give me a little portion of it because I have to eat. Like, remember the rule, you have to eat, even though we said that it has ways you can go around. So, however, So they give this, and they slaughter in Makkah. And any restaurant, they're trustworthy because they go to the slaughterhouse. They're given the permission to slaughter in the slaughterhouse in the Makkah, inside Makkah, or the person who slaughters inside Makkah. The question is, there are fiqh differences between school of Ahlul Bayt and school of companion in slaughtering. So if a person who is follower of school of companion, like for example Qibla, they don't put their neck and the feet facing toward the Qibla while slaughtering. In the school of Ahlul Bayt, not just the neck plus the 4 foot needs to be like that. This is Qibla, for example. The whole goat or sheep should be facing the Qibla. Not like this. Many people, they do like this and they tilt the neck towards Qibla and they slaughter. No, you keep it like this. You can tilt the neck little bit like this. So part of the neck is with the Qibla because you have to tilt the neck for slaughtering purpose. So you tilt the neck a little bit, but still the remaining neck is facing the Qibla. The the four like extremities are also facing the Qibla. But the school of companion, Qibla is not even wajib. So you will see sometimes this goat is like this, sometimes the goat is like this, like this. Is there fiqh? It's mentioned one of the madhahib, of 4 madhahib, they say it's recommended. School of Ahlul Bayt must, and the whole thing. So there is always question. What if someone from school of companion, he slaughters without facing the Qibla? Okay, that's fine because his madhab allows him. But if a follower of Ahlul Bayt, if a Shi'i Ithna Ashri slaughters like that, it will not be sufficient. The meat will be meat, dead body. So it's a fiqhi difference. So if some slaughterhouse you go, the guy, the slaughterers are from Bangladesh or some place, and they're from the school of companion, and they slaughter the way they have been taught to slaughter on their fiqhi aspect. That's fine. It will be sufficient. See, as long as they do Bismillah Wallahu Akbar, because Bismillah Wallahu Akbar is common. Like, it is haram. Alcohol is haram on Muslims, Sunni, Shia, everybody consider haram. There's no exceptional case in it. Also, like in the prohibition of alcohol, yeah, there are case of necessities. Shias and Sunnis, they all agree on that. But if the case of alcohol, no Sunni permits without the case of necessity. No Shia permits it. The same thing goes for pork or the dead body. Now, the dead body rules, I've been slaughtering rules. If you don't slaughter, it's a dead body. The Sunnis and Shias, they agree that Bismillah needs to be because it's mentioned in the Quran. But however, facing the Qibla totally, it is from the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. They don't have those narrations. So therefore, their fiqh is lenient in this, is the Qibla, facing the Qibla. School of Ahlul Bayt, it's must. So therefore, if they slaughter according to their fiqh and they say Bismillah Wallahu Akbar, it will be sufficient. And the slaughterer was Muslim. The slaughterer needs to be. How can a non-Muslim slaughter? He does not believe in the rules of slaughtering. So it doesn't make any sense. Okay. So that's why the Muslim believes in the method of slaughtering. So that's why if a Muslim slaughters according to his madhab, it will be sufficient for the follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhi, because he slaughtered against my rules, but it's according to his rules. So anyhow, so yeah, so he says that you don't have to fast. It is sufficient as long as you do slaughter in Makkah. Makkah or Haram, if you are not able to slaughter in Mina or Muhassar Valley. Question number 9. If staying, you are in the state of ihram, especially men. The women, they are they're comfortable in proper dress and this. But men, they don't feel comfortable. You see, just wearing 2 pieces of cloth, nothing down, nothing inside, nothing this, and scratches and this and that. And some of them are hairy-berry. And so that's why if now you are done with Arafat, you are in Mina. Now slaughtering might take some time, or maybe you have to leave because now there's this new mode of Hajj Sharia, fast Hajj. They come to Medina, they do ziyarat one day, they come to Makkah one day before the Arafat, they do the Umrah Tamattu, they then do Arafat, and Mina after slaughtering 12th Dhul Hajj. After they leave Mina, they go to the airport, back home. Fast Hajj, they call it, 4 days. One day in Medina, one day in Makkah, Umrah al-Tamattu. They come at night, and next day, or the same night, they go to Arafat. So 2.5 day of Hajj, 9th Dhul Hajj, 10th Dhul Hajj, 11th Dhul Hajj, 12th Dhul Hajj, 3.5 days, sorry. 9th is Hajj day, 10th is Hajj day, 11th, 12th. 12th Dhuhr, you can go to the airport and depart the same night. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 days and one day for Medina al-Munawwara and Umrah. You go do ziyarat of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Baqi and take a train or a taxi or come to Makkah, do Umrah al-Tamattu. So the minimum Hajj is with Medina also in a package should not exceed 5 days. 4 days of the Hajj, one day for Medina and Makkah. Medina, ziyarat, and the same day is 4 hours drive, 2 hours train. So it's not like far away, oh, I'm looking to do ziyarat. Then, so that I'm talking about the fastest, the shortest Hajj is this. You don't have to go Medina, but why? I mean, whoever performs Hajj and does not visit me, he has been rude to me. That's the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He loves the Muslims to come and visit. Remember, you're Muslim. That's Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah through him brought you from the darkness to the brightness and the light of Islam and Iman, and you just ignore him, neglect him. So it's kind of really is a person who has bestowed favor upon us, favor of Islam. How can you not go and visit the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So therefore, so let's say this guy, he needs to leave. Okay, and staying in ihram, it's a bit like to many, it is a case of hardship. So he says that the questioner, and then also he says if waiting to slaughter was going to cause waiting to slaughter in Mina was going to cause hardship, and staying in this libas of ihram, and after the caravan leaves, okay, because the caravan will leave and you have not slaughtered, you have until the day of 13th, caravan has left 12th. So now you have still not slaughtered. It's 13th, it's your last day. There's no one there, you're like alone, and like those tumbleweeds floating around and this and that. So anyhow, and you need a car to take the slaughtering sheep from Mina, and then prohibition of the government and all those kind of things, penalties of those who go against. They might take the sheep away, and the sheep is saying bah, bah, and you're saying, no, my beloved sheep, no, please, my master, take me, slaughter me, something like that. Anyhow, so whatever reasons, he says all these. So can I just slaughter out of Mina? He says no. These excuses are not something which allows you to slaughter in Mina. Yes, one excuse is valid: fear of being harmed, such as going against the law. Okay, and you might be penalized, you might be imprisoned, you might be whatever. Okay, so if a person is not able to, due to those reasons, slaughter in Mina or Valley of Muhassir, it will be permissible for that person to slaughter anywhere. What about a woman? If a wife goes Hajj with her husband and the husband says, no, you should not get a sacrifice, those misogynist or whatever type. No, only we, the men, we sacrifice. You are going to waste money, too many sacrifices. I'm going to just sacrifice. That's it. So she's, poor lady, she's forced not to buy animal of sacrifice. So if a wife, she goes with her husband and the husband prevents her from purchasing the animal of sacrifice and slaughtering it, saying they're using an excuse of wasting money. And then, inshallah, when we go back hometown, we will slaughter it and we'll give it to the proper people and this and that, like these justifications nowadays, they come. Yes, if you follow a marja who allows you to do that, it's up to you. But now people, they don't follow that any of those maraja, and they come start doing philosophizing. Oh no, like why does Sayyidi Sistani understands that the Baba did, and Sayyidi Sistani understands the texts more than yourself. Okay, so please, I mean, learn, become mujtahid, and give your own fatwas. At this point, you're not a mujtahid, not a qualified person. No, you cannot even understand the text of the Quran or the Hadith and authenticity and all the other things related to ijtihad, those sophisticated methodology. So just do submit to your marja, and that's it. Makes sense, doesn't make sense. Sharia is text, and it all makes sense. It's out of wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt, as long as the narrations are authentic. So the question is it permissible to follow her? Allah says no, she cannot follow him, because he is prohibiting her from obedience to Allah. إِلَّا طَاعَةَ لِمَخْلُوقٍ فِي مَعْصِيَةِ الْخَالِقِ. There is no obedience to any creation when it comes to disobedience of the Creator. So no, 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 no. It will be necessary upon her to slaughter there before the days of before the days of slaughtering passes, if it was not feasible for her to go against. And that's why this husband was bully. If you slaughter, I'll slaughter you. I'll offer you as a sacrifice. I mean, I'm just joking. But bully means like if you slaughter you, you'll be in trouble. I mean, if you slaughter an animal here in Mina and waste will happen, yeah, you're in trouble. Okay, any kind of trouble. I mean, which is wrong. Oh, totally wrong. I mean, you can't bully your wife. Bully someone like your size and your strength, not bully someone who's weak and vulnerable. Unless if she was a Mrs. Muscular. So her responsibility is, if she can't, she has stopped her, like bullied her. No option. She can't anyway go and give represent somebody is watching. Okay, a Maulana comes and she wants to give him the power of attorney. I'm watching. Okay, don't you ever. Anyhow, so what would she do? She can't. She's prevented from sacrifice. So she said that, khalas, for you fast, because you can't slaughter, you're prevented from slaughtering. Fasting is the 10 days of fasting, and as a recommended precaution, to slaughter in the remaining days of Dhul Hajj in Makkah if she's able to. Other than that, her responsibility is fasting. Question number 11. Is it permissible to slaughter in out of Mina? If the slaughterhouses out of Mina, because of so many and out of pollution and out of getting rotten and this and that, rottening, they just burn them or they bury them. Obviously, if the sheep was lying there or goat was lying there for like 24 hours and the flies and this and maggots and all those kind of things, obviously it's disease now. So they will either burn it or either bury it. And mostly they have this in cremators. They just put them in cremators and it comes out barbecued ash. So, yeah. So can somebody slaughter out of Mina? He says that does not give you the excuse to slaughter out of Mina, because you are not burning it, you are not burying it, you are not wasting it. You are doing your responsibilities to slaughter in Mina, or if not, then in Haram. If they burn, then it's their sin. That is if they were proper, but if they were got messed up, I mean, then no sin. I mean, they have to get rid of them, otherwise disease will spread. But if they burn freshly, and it's unlikely because there are poor people around, they're watching. You may slaughter, it happened in our time. When I was focusing on the slaughterer, and the slaughterer is, he keeps this, and then we moved to that. There was a goat of that another moment. So he's slaughtering. When I looked here, where did the goat go? So I said, did he stand up and ran away with his head dangling, slaughtered? Because I saw some of the goats when once the slaughter is down, and it will wake up and go here and there, and with the dangling head. So I said, where did it go? And then I see far away an African guy smiling and dragging it from one foot slowly, slowly. So don't worry, there are poor people. If it's a private slaughterhouse, there are poor people around looking for anyone. They so there's a Maulana said, wait, come. He said, no, just said you come here. He thought that, oh, you're stealing. So say kalma, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Maulana, why did you do that? He said, I want to make sure he's Muslim if he's taking the Islam, the biha, because there are so many non-Muslims from Africa. They come and they just take this. I said, Baba, it's a Dawla Islamiyya, Islamic country. Consider anyone doubtful Muslim. He said, no, I would just, it's good precautionary measure. But anyhow, so the thing is that it's unlikely that the sheep and goat is lying there. These Africans and the poor people, they take it and they dry it and they cook it and then they sell it as a food to the people, Hajjaj. Sell it in a very cheap price because you got a free goat. Because there are so many people coming from poor countries. So they sell them in a cheap sandwiches and this and that. So somebody's eating it. So Allah Sistani says that it is not your responsibility that if they burn or if they bury, it is the responsibilities of whoever is doing it. Your responsibility to slaughter in Mina, if not, then in Makkah or Haram. Question number 12. What if there was a possibility? Again, I mean, the whole idea, repeated question. Can somebody wait? He said, no. Okay. You should not wait out of the Hajj. What about in these Ayyam al-Tashriq? Yes. If you know that you'll be able to slaughter in these days in Mina, then you can wait. But you don't have to, as mentioned previously. So basically, the question here is, so can I should I wait? He said, yes, in a way that you cannot exit the state of Ihram until the sacrifice is done. So the whole exiting of the state of Ihram, you have shaved, but as long as sacrifice is not done, you can shave when? If you have purchased this goat of sacrifice. So if you don't slaughter, you cannot get out of the state of Ihram. لو احتمل التمكن وظن بالتمكن فهل يلزم الانتظار? If he's able to slaughter, is it necessary to wait? Yes, because he cannot exit the state of Ihram before the slaughtering. So, question number 13. Is it sufficient? It's all about Mina. It's all irrelevant because there's no slaughterhouse in Mina nowadays. Everything is out. So I'm just going to skip this because this is too much. Yes, I mean, if the Hujjaj go, but they don't go, they go after 12. So that means 13, there's no one there in Mina. Yes, but if you slaughter in Mina, there are police around, okay? There are police, guards, everything is still there. So you may be getting yourself in trouble. So he says if there was a possibility that someone was not able to slaughter in Mina, uh, uh, no, is it sufficient to slaughter out of the Mina? That there's a possibility that you can't slaughter in Mina. How if there was a probability you can slaughter in Mina later on in the days of, if not on 10th and 11th and 12th? So there was a strong probability you will be able to. Okay. Then he says you have to wait. If there was a stronger probability that if not in 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, you will be able to slaughter in Mina. Okay. Not yaqeen, larger probability. So he said then you have to wait, and it will not be sufficient to slaughter uh, yeah, no, so agha, basically it's not the larger probability. So the question is worded in a very complex, but you can know the answer of agha. Okay. So the whole question, I'm going to rephrase the question. If there was a minor probability, 20%, or doubt, larger doubt, or major probability that you will be able to slaughter, okay, uh, on the after the 11th, or after the day of Eid in Mina. So is this minor probability or larger probability sufficient to wait, or one should have yaqeen, certainty that no, on 11, 12, or 13, I will be able to yaqeen? Or probabilities are sufficient, minor probability, larger probability, satisfaction with this probability? He says, no, not at all. All these probabilities are not enough for you to wait. Okay. It is not لا يجتزأ بالذبح في غيرها. It is not sufficient to slaughter out of Mina unless if you are certainty that you are not able to slaughter in Mina. Okay. Not probabilities. If you know for sure that you are not going to, you will not be able to slaughter in Mina, then it is permissible. But if you have probability that you will be able to slaughter in Mina and all these things, then that is not sufficient for you to slaughter outside of Mina. The only way to slaughter outside of Mina is certainty that you will not be able to slaughter in Mina on 10th, 11th, and 12th, or 13th. Certainty of not being, not doubt. Maybe I may be able to slaughter in Mina on 12th. Maybe no. Then you wait. If there's a possibility, minor probability, larger probability, one, ihtimal, one, okay, satisfaction, then wait. But if you know that you will not be able to slaughter in Mina, then it's permissible to slaughter out of Mina. Somebody has doubts that maybe he might be able to slaughter in Mina or not. Doubt. Again, it's repeated question of the previous one. So is it permissible to slaughter out of the Mina based on the doubt? No. You need to assure yourself that you will be able to slaughter, you'll not be able to slaughter out of Mina. Minor probability 20%, doubt 50%, larger probability above 50% probability. You need to have certainty that you know for sure that you will not be able to slaughter in the days of Tashriq inside Mina. Then you are allowed to slaughter. So he says that no, it's not sufficient. Having doubt that you may be able to, you may not be able to, and you go and slaughter outside of Mina, no, it's not sufficient. Question number 15. I'm not going to repeat the question. It's same. The whole idea is one should be hopeless. That means there's certainty. Hopeless, okay, yeah, from being able to slaughter in Mina. You don't have any hope, any probability, anything. So if you do like that, if you are not hopeless, if there's probability, if you slaughter in Mina, outside of Mina, it will not be sufficient. Okay. وأما مع حصول اليأس في البداية فعدم الاجتداء به مبني على الاحتياط. Yeah, so let's say in the beginning you're hopeless, and then you became hopeful. I mean, the probability became that. So what about the slaughtering you did in the hopelessness? He says on the basis of obligatory precaution, slaughter another one if you are able to slaughter in Mina later on in the days of the Tashriq. Okay. So he says that's obligatory precaution. If you were hopeless, this is the gist of this question. Hopeless, you slaughtered, and now the probability came that now you are able to slaughter in Mina. So he says that then it will be not that whatever you slaughtered will not be sufficient on the basis of obligatory precaution. However, you can refer to another marja after the in Alami of Sayyid Sistani, because it did khalas, that's it. So Sayyid Sistani is hesitant. Should he consider it sufficient, or should he consider insufficient, because the sufficiency of slaughtering outside of Mina is based on certainty or hopelessness of being able to slaughter in Mina. So he slaughtered. Now hope came out. Now people, oh, we found somebody's tent. One of the brothers' tent. He has all the facilities, nice, clean thing, and nobody, it will not become unhygienic and this and that. And even the government is not that tough like the day 10th Hajj and this and that. So there is a flexibility sense even from the legal aspect. For example, so then you have to slaughter again on the basis of obligatory precaution, say this Sistani. Question number 17. Again, it's all about hopeless and not hopeless. So somebody slaughtered in the Mu'aysim Valley because he was hopeless in being able to slaughter in Mina or in Valley of Muhassab before passing of the days of slaughtering, days of Tashriq. After a few days, he realized, oh, it was possible to slaughter in Mina those days. So what will be the ruling? He says his slaughtering is okay. Yujtaza bima dhabahahu. Whatever he slaughtered, it is sufficient. No need for more. Let's say he realized, the question number 18 says it's a follow-up question. Let's say he realized in the days of Tashriq, days of slaughtering, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, he slaughtered on the day of Eid. Next day, some wise guy comes, spoils it, everything. He's a spoiler. You guys slaughtered in Mu'aysim. There's a place in Mina, just in Mina. You can slaughter, but individually, not like group wise. So come, I'll show you. There's the gutter area, this area. People individually slaughtered, but since it's a Hajj season, so no one is slaughtering there, and the police. But today there was no police there, like in the 11th or 12th al Hajj. So what will happen? This wise guy, you and your big mouth, shut your big mouth. You have to spoil other people's Hajj, okay? Because if he doesn't know, khalas, his Hajj is okay. Why his slaughtering is okay? Why do you have to be Mr. Hyperbolic Irfani? You see? So, spoiler. So he says that if it was in the days of Tashriq, that on the basis of, remember, obligatory precaution, he slaughtered with the hopelessness. Now hope came. Now there is a possibility. So he says slaughter again here as well on the basis of obligatory precaution. What if he cannot? It was the one 400 riyals or 500 riyals he had. Now he doesn't have. I mean, he can't like go and buy. There are people they can buy 10 goats, but this guy, no, he's tight. He's coming from some of the low income families. So don't say from Pakistan and India. Now people in United States are low income family. They don't have a job. They barely live on the minimum. So that guy he's living on $100, $50, something like that. You tell him put $100 and slaughter again. He said no. Then what if he cannot? We said remember combination can be done between slaughtering and 10 days of fasting. Obligatory precaution, or refer to some another a'lam who says, oh, it's sufficient. Since you were hopeless, then hope appeared. So, but after the days of Tashriq, in previous question, ignore. We are talking about in the day, that means still there is time to recap the slaughtering. Let's say question number 19. So question number 18, if we realize in the day of Tashriq, day of slaughtering, that he's able to slaughter inside Mina, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, to slaughter one more. It would not be sufficient, whatever he slaughters, on the basis of obligatory precaution. Question number 19. If someone out of heedlessness slaughtered out of Mina, and there was a possibility to slaughter in Mina, but he was not aware until he came back to his hometown. Obviously, when did he come back to hometown? Our criteria is if he knows during the days of Tashriq he came hometown, then he has to slaughter again on the basis of obligatory precaution. If after the days of Tashriq, there's nothing on him. But here, it is not the case of he was certain he will not be able to know. It's a case of heedlessness. Okay. After that, he realized, after he came to his hometown. So will that be sufficient? In the case of heedlessness. In the case of inability, we know. Ability or possible ability, probable ability, he needs to wait. Certainty, he can just slaughter in Mu'aysam. Okay. And if they later he realizes when, if it was in the days of Tashriq, no, on the basis of obligatory slaughter one more or fast if you can't. The out of days of Tashriq, ignore. Here, should he be ignoring because he was heedless, or should he be he has to slaughter because he was heedless? So the case of heedless, Agha Sistani Damadullah says that it will not be sufficient. Okay, whatever he slaughtered. So what he has to arrange slaughtering when if the month of Dhul Hajj, if the days of Tashriq are left, let's say this guy was a Hajj Sari'a guy. He came to his hometown 12th Dhul Hajj and he realized, oh, there was a possibility. Yeah, your possibility. Again, wise guy came and spoiled everything for him. So please slaughter. I'll send you money, this and that by Western Union, whatever. So he has to slaughter there in Mina. Okay. So yeah, so it is not sufficient for whatever he did slaughter. If let's say days of Tashriq passed, month of Dhul Hajj passes next year, as we said previously, and if he's not able to at all, then he has to fast 10 days. Question number 20. Yeah, we have two questions and we'll be done for today. Question number 20. Let's say he slaughtered. Yeah, that was heedlessness. Okay. Again, the question is somebody thought he slaughtered in Mina. It came out to be he slaughtered. It was out of Mina. He realized. So if he slaughtered in one of the mountains which are surrounding Mina, and later on realized it was out of Mina, and he slaughtered in the days of Tashriq or after the days of Tashriq. Both possibilities are there in this question. So somebody slaughters. either in the days of Tashriq or out after the days of Tashriq, days of slaughtering, where on the mountains surrounding in Mina, later on realized that these mountains are out of the border of Mina. So what will be the ruling? If he was, because these mountains, though they're out of border of Mina, they're inside Haram. Okay, they're inside Haram. So he says if he was unintentional, his unawareness was unintentional, it would be sufficient. However, if his unawareness was out of negligence, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, he needs to redo it in the days of Tashriq. And if the days of Tashriq, the days of slaughtering are out, then on the basis of obligatory precaution to slaughter in Makkah in the remaining days of Zul Hajj and the fasting. Remember that the fasting, the precautionary measure of the slaughtering is if it was not done properly or with proper conditions, to slaughter and to fast 10 days, which are replacement of the slaughtering. Um, oh my goodness. That is if the person was negligence. Unawareness is out of his negligence. For him, recommended precaution, redo the Hajj. Recommended precaution. Question number 21. So some wise guy told this follower of Sayyid Sistani Damadullah, okay, that something is wasting and this and that, just slaughter there in your hometown. So poor guy, it made sense to him. He doesn't know that this fatwas, the methodology of fatwa and the dependence on the texts. So he says, if he was unaware, so whoever slaughters in his house, in his hometown, on the day of slaughtering, will his Hajj be sufficient? That means how he called his family members to slaughter. This is if if he did it out of intentional awareness, okay. I'm sorry, unintentional awareness. If it was out of unintentional awareness about insufficiency of slaughtering in his hometown, later realized after passing of the month of Dhul Hajj. So what should he do? Unintentional unawareness. Unintentional unawareness. He doesn't know. This is not negligence. He tries to know, tries to question, tries to ask, learns. You see, so it was unawareness. He might have missed a session of Manasik al-Hajj where they explained this thing. So what would be about his Hajj? His Hajj will be valid. His Hajj will be valid. However, it will be necessary upon that person um, to slaughter in the upcoming year in Mina by himself, if he doesn't go by some representative. However, if he slaughters in his hometown, other than this month of Dhul Hajj, there is no effect of it at all. That means it's insufficient in every case. So that is if he slaughters in his hometown or not in hometown other than Dhul Hajj. So he slaughtered in his hometown, no effect. He slaughtered in Mina, out of Dhul Hajj, no effect. It needs to be in Mina, days of Tashriq. If not in Mina, Muhassar Valley, anywhere in the Haram, especially in Makkah. If not in the days of Tashriq, any day in before the end of the Hajj. However, it is not sufficient to slaughter out of the Hajj or out of Mina or Haram. That's a rule of thumb. Finally, last question. Let's say if somebody some of the Hujjaj, they may get opportunities. Sometimes there are some areas in Mina, they are able to slaughter the rural areas, not where the Hujjaj are packed, some of the mountain areas. So he says perhaps some of the Hujjaj might be able to slaughter in Mina specifically without any harm being caused to them or any fear of harm. Or so should they be should they be slaughtering in Mina and not in Muhassir Valley? He says that is a precautionary measure to slaughter in Mina in this case, and not a recommended precaution to slaughter in Mina, though it is not necessary because it's recommended precaution. So recommended precaution is to prefer Mina over Muhassir Valley. But for Muhassir Valley, there's a text. So that's why our Maraja, they say Mina or Muhassir Valley. Let's say وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.